Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Henry, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And you have completed I think it's pronunciation practice exercise 15 at my website. So I'm going to listen to your voice recording right now.
Exercise 15. Voice recording exercise 1.
Got it.
Number 1. In particular, the advantage of rehab on a horse's retina is that the horse remotely has the chance of obtaining full eyesight after being blinded by lightning.
Okay, not bad. I think you're getting it there, those certain sounds.
2. The health in Martin's hand was lost because his company was not able to provide him a lucrative health care policy to cover the surgery.
Okay, now one thing that you have to be careful about when you're putting together ideas, we typically will have in each thought group, there's one word that receives a little bit more stress and emphasis than other words in that particular group. So you're kind of pronouncing all of your words almost with equal emphasis, and we typically don't do that when we're speaking. And we'll do some practice here in just a minute.
3. Consequently, the high cost of the electricity was so huge that the investors in the company were entirely caught off guard.
I'd say there were entirely caught off guard, so caught.
4. Bringing happiness to all who read that the California condo will no longer be brought to extinction, the footnotes on the bottom of the page were perhaps the most fruitful part of the research paper.
And take that word, it's not pot, but part. You pronounce that R. So were perhaps the most fruitful part of the research paper.
5. Intellectuals, however, shepherd.
Again, however, So one of your pronunciation weaknesses you want to work on right now is the R. When the R is in the middle or near the end of the word, you have a tendency to not pronounce that. So it's not however, but however.
Goldshaw's department store.
Okay, so let's practice these one more time, all right? Let's go to 1. In particular, the advantage of rehab on a horse's retina is that the horse remotely has the chance of obtaining full eyesight after being blinded by lightning. Now you notice, Henry, when I'm reading this, there are some words I'm putting a little bit more stress on in the different parts of the sentence to create a more natural sounding rhythm. Let's try 2. The health of Motley's hand was lost because his company was not able to provide him a lucrative health care policy to cover the surgery. 3. Consequently, the high cost of the electricity was so huge that the investors in the company were entirely caught off guard. So notice how I put a lot of emphasis on the word huge. That's an important word in that sentence. So I'm going to put a little bit more stress there, and that's why I read it. Consequently, the high cost of the electricity was so huge that the investors in the company were entirely caught off guard. And then 4, bringing happiness to all who read that the California condo will no longer be brought to extinction. The footnotes in the bottom of the page were perhaps the most fruitful part of the research paper.
Lesson.
Okay, one more. Intellectuals, however, shop at Gottschalk's department store. Okay, now you are reading a paragraph.
15. Voice recording exercise 2. Martin Luther King Jr. synthesized ideas drawn from many different cultural traditions. Born in Atlanta, known for Stone Mountain Park on January 15, 1929, King's roots were in the African American Baptist Church. He was the grandson of the Reverend A.D. Williams, pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church and the founder of Atlanta's National Association of the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP chapter, and the son of Martin Luther Sr., who succeeded William.
So again, it's that ER at the end. Luther, Martin Luther King, Ebenezer, again.
As Ebenezer's pastor, and also became a heavily engaged civil rights leader.
Okay, again, pastor. Okay, so let's read this paragraph one more time. You ready? Martin Luther King Jr. synthesized ideas drawn from many different cultural traditions. Born in Atlanta, known for Stone Mountain Park, on January 15, 1929, King's roots were in the African American Baptist Church. He was the grandson of the Reverend A.D. Williams, pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church and a founder of Atlanta's National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP chapter, and the son of Martin Luther King Sr., who succeeded Williams as Ebenezer's pastor and also became a heavily engaged civil rights leader. All right, now, there is a lesson that's kind of connected to your pronunciation problems right now I want to have you take a look at. I think it'll give you some good practice. Okay, let me find it at my website here just for a minute and give you the exact number. Okay, so I'm going to go to the second section of my course, the pronunciation section. And since this ER, this pronunciation problem has come up, let's take a look at it. Where are we here? Let me see. Right here. This is, I may or may not have recommended this for you before, but for sure, if you can do this, I want you to complete the voice recording exercises at Speak Clearly lesson number 21, and especially focus on the consonants. We call this a syllabic consonant. So you can do voice recording 1 and 2 in my pronunciation lesson number 21, and I'll give you some more feedback in that specific area. So just remember, the main thing is when you put ER at the end, it's writer. It's ladder. So it's not ladder or writer, but it's writer, writer. So you have a tendency to not pronounce that ER when it's at the end of the word. So if you can work on that a little bit and then do those voice recordings, and I'll give you more feedback in that area. All right? Okay, thank you. And I apologize for it. You're probably looking at the video seeing it's really dark here. There's simply no lights in this room. I don't know why.